Previously, we created a flowchart for a simple grocery store checkout. Now let's look at how to code this in Python. So let's start with the priming read. We're going to need to input price. So we'll set price equal to input. Enter an item price, or we'll say R0 to exit. And we'll go ahead and convert that to a float. So that'll be our priming input before the loop, so we can get into the loop at least one time, or possibly not if they start up the app and put in 0 to quit. So now we'll set up while loop. So we'll say while price is, we could do, if we follow the flow chart, we could say while the price is greater than 0. I don't know, we may have coupon codes that are negative, so we'll just say not equal to 0. So 0 would be the dummy value or a sentinel value that we're going to use to trigger the end of the loop. Okay, so while price not equal to 0, we'll keep entering prices. We're going to need to total it up, so we'll go ahead and create a total variable, and we'll set that equal to 0, floating point. And then down here we'll go ahead and total plus equal price. Or if we wanted to do that the long way, we could say total equals total plus price. Either way would work. And then we're essentially just going to get the loop read, or the end of the loop read is going to be the same as this. So I'm going to copy that and just go down here and paste it. Okay, then we'll go to the end of the loop, and we'll want to back up out of the loop, and we'll print our output. Something similar to that. So let's run that and see what we get. So we'll enter an item, so let's just put in 10, 20, and then we'll put in 0 to exit, and we should get, what, 30? And we can clean this up a little bit, force that out to 2 decimal places, so we can use the format function. So we'll use format on total, and then the format specification is a string, and so we'll put in a .2, which is specifying the precision. And then we'll put in F to make that a fixed point notation. Right there. So for fixed point notation, the precision will say how many digits should be displayed after the decimal point. For other things like general numbers, it would be both the numbers before and after the decimal place. And so we need to close that. We'll run that again, and we'll put in 10, 20, and we'll put in 0. And now you see it forces it out to 2 decimal places. And if we want it to seem a little bit more like a dollar, I can put a space here. We're also going to get a space after the $sign, so I could also change this format to concatenate this together to keep that space from being inserted in there. So let's run that. We'll just use, again, 10, 20, 0. And so now we get total order essentially $30. And let's add a little bit more detail to this now. So we'll go ahead and put in the sales tax. So we'll just say we'll put in a value for the tax rate, and we'll go ahead and set that equal to let's say 8.25%. And then we'll go down to the bottom, and after the loop we'll go in and calculate the sales tax is just equal to what? The total amount times the tax rate. Okay, and then we'll need to take the total and add in the sales tax, unless we wanted to keep a separate amount. If we want to print out the total before tax, we can actually either create a separate variable, or I'm going to cut that. I'm going to go down after the order total and just paste it right here, and then let's create a separate print to print out the sales tax. And we'll use a similar style, so format, and then one last print for the grand total. Okay, so we should add the sales tax in and get that calculated. So let's move this down a little bit. Okay, so if we run that and we put in, let's say 10 and 20, 0 to exit, then we calculate the 8.25% sales tax and get a grand total. We can also get the output to print a little bit cleaner. So if we line this up to make it the equal number of characters here, so I'm going to add a couple of spaces in to make all our dollar signs line up. So that will at least partially help. So if we run this again and we put in 10, 20, 0, notice it's left aligned here. So let's fix that. So we can do that at least somewhat by specifying a width in our format specification here. So we're going to force a width of 8, which should be plenty of space for essentially is going to force it out to 8 characters. So if we run this again and we put in the same numbers, now you'll notice it forces some extra space in here, so we can get bigger amounts, but it also forces everything to the same number of characters, so we get everything listed down kind of the right hand side, so we can see all the prices together. It's easier to double check and see that our order total and sales tax does add up to the grand total, and it looks more like a grocery store receipt that you might see. So it's just another example of adding up any number of items, in this case some item price, but the same logic could be used to add up just about anything. And we may continue in future videos to add more detail to this.